Greetings, I'm Blaze and I play Marvel Future Fight. So today I wanted to talk about the Cosmic Core. So you might have noticed this little event that popped up at the bottom of the screen here. So the few things that I want to mention with it is how it works and how to essentially, in my opinion, get the most use out of it. So as soon as the Cosmic Core event starts, and this has come up a few times over the history of Marvel Future Fight, if you click on it, what you have going on here is you will collect these little tokens down here. Now these are acquired as follows. You can see you can get your most points here from the co-op and world bosses. Giant boss raid can give you 25, and as you go through Dimension Missions 1, etc. So there's all this different types of stuff that you can do, which, by the way, the energy for the Dimension Missions, we're talking about 1 versus the 25 in the Giant Boss Raid. Sometimes it's better to do some of these other missions, Alliance Battle 50. So you want to do everything that you can do. Participation, request, world event, things like that. Like, you want to do some of the higher paid stuff to get as many of these tokens as possible. Over here, this acquire, this is a cost. So if you spend 15 of these tokens in the bottom right here, you can acquire the next upgrade. What's going to happen is you're going to get 1, 2, or 3 orbs that are going to fill these cubes, and these cubes will slowly fill up, and this price will go up. So you end up spending quite a few. Now here's the thing. As you start unlocking these cubes, you get up to these purple tiers, and the purple tiers are obviously better rewards, or supposed to be better rewards than some of this other stuff, which they are. They are better rewards until you get to the final largest mastery one, which is way up here. The thing is, this is how I recommend getting the most use out of this. The first thing I want to mention is the 1, 2, or 3 orbs you get is completely random. So you never know how many cubes you're going to fill. The next thing I want to mention is you don't get any of this, even the final reward, unless you change your reward. So even if you unlock all of these on your final day, if you don't change the reward by going in here and clicking change reward, you will not earn the rewards you've unlocked in the meantime. So that's the first thing. The next thing I want to point out is, as I've seen it from the times I've played, it looks like you only have enough to get the highest level final reward twice during an event, which means don't unlock this stuff. If I unlock 2 or 3 orbs and I change my reward for the day, which, by the way, right now it's 75 crystals to change, you still get 1 free reward change per day. So every day at reset, you'll get a free reward change. So the first thing you do, obviously, is you unlock it on day 1, and every day you can change it. If you, let's say, get 4 or 5 of these cubes and you change your reward, you're only going to collect these and it's going to reset. Every time you change the rewards, it resets, which means as you're flipping through rewards, I would recommend you keep doing it until you find something good. Then stay on that and don't use your free reward change. Unlock it all the way to the final reward, then change it once you have the final reward unlocked. And I would do that twice to try to get the best reward you can. Now, if you find yourself getting to day 4 or 5, 2 things to keep in mind. The first thing is, when you find yourself getting that far and you haven't found a good final reward, just suck it up and get one, because you're going to be able to get at least 2 if you're playing everything every single day. You don't want to spend these 75 crystals. If you're on your final day and you get the perfect reward, you have to spend 75 crystals or you're not getting that reward. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, look at these rewards. So this is like 1,500,000. This is a rare uniform ticket. 6-star mastery. You might need it, but honestly, it just moves you from 5 stars to 6 stars. This here, 4-star rank up, same thing. These require you to have the rank before. It's only 1 slot move, so I don't like those. 75 CCF, I think that's pretty legit if you need them. If you don't need the CCF right now, if you have enough, maybe you don't want to get that. But honestly, that's one of the better rewards in my opinion. Tier 3 materials are always fantastic, especially if you're running low. I don't think the M'Kraan crystals are worth it at all, or the Phoenix feathers, or the M'Kraan shards, because they're all farmable. Black antimatter, unless you desperately need it, it's so easy to farm. I would say don't get it. The Norn stones. That is a reasonable reward, but again, they're farmable. I would go elsewhere. I would not use this to get Norn stones. Uniform upgrade? No, absolutely not. This stuff you can get out of your Dimension shop, support shop. No reason to get these at all. This is a terrible reward in my opinion. Like the rank up tickets, it's just, to me, just terrible reward. The Extreme Obelisk, same thing. You can create these. You never know what it's going to be. I think it's a terrible reward. Now, this is one of the coolest things. I don't think I've seen this before, but we actually can get CTPs now. Here's the thing. When it comes to the CTPs, these are some of the base CTPs that are really not that good anymore. Besides for, I don't know, they're okay. They're okay. And obviously having a CTP is better than not having a CTP. But your regens and your rages, there are much, much better CTPs out there. Judgments, greeds, insight. So this is like the original CTP, so to speak. They're still worth getting, so I would pay attention to what you need. But honestly, if you get a CTP period besides for the egg, I would definitely get it. I think these 3 CTPs are phenomenal. Phenomenal gifts. I think these are the best besides for CCF, in my opinion. The Authority is your PvP obelisk. This thing will make your character invincible. I believe it gives them critical damage. They get accumulation, which if you reroll it can be up to 5% of the damage accumulated that they can fire back at the enemy. It does not have a proc, so you don't have to worry about hitting your proc properly. Great CTP, especially, like I said, PvP content. It makes them super strong. You can still do PvE content with it, but it does make them super strong and hard to kill in PvP, Timeline, Alliance Conquest, etc. Energy. CTP of energy is probably one of the best, or used to be before Judgment and Rage. If they're elemental, Judgment's better in most cases, if not all. If they are anything else, in almost every case, your Rage is better than your CTP of energy. I think there's very few exceptions to that. Like maybe it might be so close that it's not worth using a Rage, like Sharon Rogers. She's so good with an energy, you don't need to put a Rage on her. She's still better with the Rage. Rage is better for almost all characters, but it's a subtle bump for some. Others, it's a pretty sizable gap. So in most cases, you're going to want to use a Rage. But your CTP of energy does have a proc, and it's for chain hit characters mostly. So you're talking about your Cables, your Scarlet Witch, let's see, Quicksilver. There's a couple others. Like there's quite a few that, obviously, like I just said, Sharon Rogers. There's quite a few characters that can make really good use out of this. Magneto. Anyone who has chain hits, continuous hits, that's usually who your energy goes for. But I probably do a separate video on CTPs. I'm just letting you know right now how I would rank these and why I would go for certain ones. Destruction. This is your universal one. So as Authority is a PvP, your energy is a PvE, your Destruction is kind of a little of both. So it does have the guard break immunity, like your Authority does. Energy doesn't have that. So it has your guard break immunity, which is very, very useful. And mostly I would say it's more of a PvP content deal than a PvE when you talk about guard break immunity. But it also has a proc. And I believe it also has penetration, which some characters don't need at all. But this is a fantastic CTP in my opinion. I mean, I like it on my Deadpool, even though some people prefer energy on their Deadpool or regen. Both are great on Deadpool. I actually prefer the CTP of Destruction. I also have one on my Spider-Man 2099, actual Spider-Man, the original. I also put one on a few other characters just because I just think it's a fantastic. Now, I've got a lot of them. Now, out of all of these, honestly, the one that I would go for is Energy. I have got a lot of Destructions and I've got a lot of Authorities. They're coming pretty quick and pretty easy now. Energy is the one I never seem to have enough of. I think I only have 2 or 3 on my account, if that. And yeah, I would like to see some more energies personally. So in my opinion, it depends on what type of content you like. There's no real way of saying which of these 3 are the best, but I think these 3 in the CCF are probably the best rewards in this cosmic deal going on right now. Now, the refinement one is more like of a defense one. It's more for survivability. I must consider it more of a Shadowlands one. I can't think of the characters off the top of my head that are best with it. I know Colossus was good back in the day with it, but there's better ones now for him. I think there's a couple other characters. Hulk might have been good with it at one time for some of his older uniforms. I just don't use refinement that much, and I don't think a lot of people like it that much. These chests here, I don't think the chests are that great of rewards, honestly. They're okay. I mean, you can farm these elsewhere. They're pretty bad rewards. And same thing with the selector. Even though it's 500, unless you really desperately need this, which I personally don't, I don't think that's a good reward either. So in my personal opinion, I would recommend that you either go for the CCF or that you go for one of the CTPs, if you can. It really is up to you what you want to work on. But that is the Cosmic Core event, which is obviously has a countdown timer up here. Now remember that once it's less than 24 hours, that means at reset it's going away. If it says 1 day, that's your last day really. Once it starts turning into hours, at reset it's gone. So keep that in mind. Don't miss out on this. This is literally Netmarble giving you rewards for playing the game. This is one of the better things in Marvel Future Fight, in my opinion. Yes, random in this game is horrific. Gambling is always rough. But this here, free resets every day. Random rewards are just handing to you for playing the game. Take advantage of this. It's awesome. Thanks for watching. Remember to thumb up, like, and subscribe, and more videos coming your way. Have a great day.